The Kincardine Summer Music Festival is delighted to present singer-songwriter Rick Fiennes. Rick has a wonderful history of blues and roots music, including Juno and Handy Award nominations, songwriting awards, and successful albums. Normally, Rick would be touring Canada from coast to coast to coast, but at this time, he's sending his music to us from his home in Peterborough due to COVID-19. It's time to relax and enjoy this free concert and perhaps donate through canadahelps.org to help support music and the fabulous artists that perform it.
He's got a coffee in his hand. He shuffles down the street while cars race to the red, rushing the morning beat. Oh, but the sun is picking up steam, and everyone seems full of purpose. Somehow this whole town's got the blues. Just below the surface, she thinks how the dreams that a young girl sold are impossible to achieve, and how the song she's always loved now hold more gravity. How people are bound together like letters in cursive. How this whole town's got the blues. Just below the surface, and the sun it will sing down, and the moon it will rise up, and even when you see it coming, every ending is abrupt. Oh, but love holds strong, for love can suffer no disservice. This whole town's got the blues. Just below the surface. The surface is yesterday, with all the things you still could say, and another act still plays below the surface. And the sun it will sing down, and the moon it will rise up, and even when you see it coming, every ending is abrupt. Ah, but love holds strong, for love can suffer no disservice. And this whole town's got the blues. Just below the surface. Hey everybody, that's Below the Surface from my brand new album Solar Powered 2. I wrote the song before the pandemic, but it sure seems to suit the pandemic. You know, it's been a tough go for us musicians with all the gigs canceled. I had an amazing summer lined up. I was heading off up to the Yukon for 12 shows in the Yukon, and stretching all the way into the Northwest Territories up to Inuvik and Old Crow. Yeah, truly an amazing amazing time planned. I had 2 trips to each coast, and I was also out in the prairies. But none of that happened. So here I am, and had quite a good time all the same. For the first time in I don't know how long, I had a beautiful garden in the back, and my daughter and I spent a lot of time gardening, and yeah, we actually I was home to harvest the garden, which is a nice thing to do too. So I'm enjoying cooking a lot more as well as I'm home to do it. I'm gonna play an older song now, and then return to some more from the new album. Well, back when we were kids just messing around, a pebble at your window would fetch you down, you and me, in those crazy days. And they were carefree times, love newly found. We felt just like we owned this town, and love was just a stone's throw away. Always just around the corner, when our love was fresh and new. Open up your window and let it shine on through, because love is just a stone's throw away. But now in this tough old world, it's push and shove, and it's easy to lose sight of love if you get caught up in the day-to-day. May not always fit just like a glove or rain down on you from the sky above, but love is just a stone's throw away. It may take a little bit of courage sometimes, a little luck, but gather up your strength and tell her what you're dreaming of, and love is just a stone's throw away. Ah, yeah. You can lose it when you're young, find it when you're old, get it when it's hot and keep it from the cold. And for some, love is just a game. You can keep it in your heart or wear it on your sleeve. Get what you want if you want what you need. Love is just a stone's throw away. Always just around the corner. It's sometimes out of view. You know it takes an open heart if you're gonna let it shine on through. But love is just a stone's throw away. Borrowing from sort of East Coast blues sounds, the Piedmont style and the old ragtime styles. That one. Play another song from the new album. It's called Laundry on the Line, and it was inspired at first just by this little, I had a little thing going on here. This. I liked it, but I didn't know what it was saying or what the story was. I had no idea what the song was going to be about. And I was out in Newfoundland and watching women hanging out laundry on the line everywhere I went. And I thought to myself, isn't it interesting? It's always women hanging the laundry on the line. And that's when I decided that it was going to be someone hangs the laundry on the line and she's gone. But then I recalled back to my days in high school, and our art teacher in high school hired 3 of us boys out to go out to his cottage and help him fill a drainage ditch with gravel and cover it over. And I remember asking him about the cottage, how much did you pay for this place? And he told me, and it was cheap. It was under $10,000. Now, even I knew that a cottage on Clear Lake was worth $20,000 back then. And so I asked him how he got it for so cheap. And he said the old couple that owned the place had been found dead at the kitchen table. So I asked, were they murdered? And he said, no, they had to do an autopsy, and they found that they died of natural causes within a couple of hours of each other. And even at 16, I knew that that was the most romantic thing I'd ever heard. And suddenly, the song had a direction. Something like that. Well, she left the laundry out on the line when she left that house for the very last time. She only stayed so long 'cause she thought she should live the life everybody always thought she would. Well, she felt vindicated, she felt clear, she felt any old resentments disappear. And the weight on her heart, it began to fade. She closed her eyes, the train pulled away. And so much of life is all uphill. You keep on moving, 'cause you can't sit still until you just sit still. And she left the laundry out on the line. Well, he wondered, had he said that he loves her enough, and how he'd filled his life with all that other stuff. He thought how he thought that he'd wish she'd change. He thought worrying was just her way. Well, he looked again at her favorite chair. There she sat, no longer there. He took her hand, he sat by her side. He drew one breath and then he closed his eyes. And so much of life is all uphill. You keep on moving, 'cause you can't sit still until you just sit still. And she left the laundry out on the line. So he grabbed the basket and he went outside. Yeah. Well, I'd really like to thank Kincardine Summer Music Festival for asking me to do this. It means the world to me. Here I am sitting in my house pretending I'm there with you, but I'm sure glad you're here with me tonight online. Here's an old song I wrote a long time ago. I always tell you that all I have for you, all my songs are the truth or lies, and it's up to you to figure which is which. Cannot hide love under a Muskoka sky when the clouds hang low and the moon is high, with the wind through the trees and the call of the loon. You cannot hide love under a Muskoka moon. Now there's a spell there that's cast by the light through the trees, puts a body to rest and sets a mind at ease. but on the heart it plays at a different tune. And you cannot hide love under a Muskoka moon. You cannot hide love under a Muskoka moon. Stars will fall at your feet with your feet in the lake. At the end of a dock, at the end of a day. And who's gonna tell you love could ever come too soon? When you cannot hide love under a Muskoka moon. You cannot hide love under a Muskoka moon. I lost my heart under that Muskoka sky when the clouds hung low, when the moon was high, with the wind through the trees and the call of the loon. You cannot hide love under a Muskoka moon. You cannot hide love under a Muskoka moon. You cannot hide love under a Muskoka moon. All right, well, I'm taking a little trip down memory lane here. I'm going to do a song that I like to introduce as being the song that made me realize that I needed therapy. I audited a psychology course at Trent University, and there I learned that should you write a song for your wife, but you only get a couple verses in and you find yourself writing about your mother, you should probably talk to somebody about that. This is called Half Full Cup. We're born into the house of guilt. You've been worried all your time, worried all the time. You've been worried all your time. And I wish there was some way that I could ease your mind. 'Cause you can barely get yourself to sleep at night over some little thing you said, some little thing that you said, that your worry was misread. Keeps on racing all around and around your head. But you always put on your good face and you never ask for help. No, nothing for yourself. Even in bad health, you kept your dreams all tucked up on the shelf. 'Cause you always thought yourself not good enough, and you could never measure up, somehow never quite enough. You thought you never measured up. I wish that I could show you your half full cup. Well, you always put on your good face and you never ask for help. No, nothing for yourself. Even in bad health. And you kept your dreams all tucked up on the shelf. 'Cause you always thought yourself not good enough, and you could never measure up, somehow never quite enough. You thought you never measured up. I wish I could show you your half full cup. All right, these are worrying times. When your hands are tied, you can't get out and work, you can't do all the things you're used to doing. We tend to get worried and let cycles go around and around like a little hamster wheel in our brain. That's what this song here is about. It's called Worry Be the Death of Me. Well, I worry when I wake up, and I'm troubled See, I worry all the time. Worry be the death of me. Well, these men who rule the world don't seem to care about the air we breathe. Leaves me worried all the time, and worry be the death of me. Well, I'm worried for the children. What kind of world are we gonna lead? See, I worry all the time now, and worry be the death of me. We've all felt burdened by love, but it's only love that's gonna set us free. But I'm worried all the time, and worry be the death of me. And money, well, there's never enough. We live in a false economy. Leaves me worried all the time. Worry be the death of me. That's why I'm worried when I wake up. That's why I'm troubled all in my sleep. Well, I worry all the time, and worry be the death of me. Yes, worry and blues. An old theme in the blues. Forever, I really think. I met up with an old friend I hadn't seen in years. I met her on Facebook again this time. She used to hang around in the cafes around Peterborough, writing poems, managing a rock band. And so I was happy to meet up with her after a couple of decades slipped by. And P.J. Thomas is still writing poetry all the time. As a matter of fact, she publishes poetry daily on Facebook. You can go to P.J. Thomas Poetry, and you can find her at her own website and also on Facebook. And when I read this poem, I said, PJ, you know that's a song, right? And she said, oh, I'd love that, Rick. And here's what we ended up with. A mouse rustles, thunders in the forest. The elephant whispers in the jungle undergrowth. Oh, but the monkey, you ask, well, she is just swinging. She's chattering and screeching, great uninhibited shrieks. For she is free. smacks the water with the crack of its tail. The great whale glides soundlessly like silk through liquid gels. Oh, but the dolphin, you ask, well, he is just laughing, swimming upright and backward and flapping his flippers joyfully, for he is playful. Now a hummingbird buzzes in my ear, and the rocky seagull circles silently. Oh, but the cuckoo bird, you ask, well, she is just mocking. She's singing and she's rocking. She does not hear any clocks tick-tocking, for she is joyous. She's infinite and boundless. Do another song that we wrote together. This one's called Scared to Dance. Another time around, and I tell myself, next time I'll be found. Yes, I tell myself, it's when I finally touch down. I love to spread my feathers with those who want more from chance, and I'll offer up some of myself in exchange for the connected dance. But my nerves rattle as I take the first step, and my knees start shaking as I move along. I need courage in the here and now, so I can boogie with you, honey, in my song. And I ask myself another time around, and I tell myself, the next time I'll be found. Yes, I tell myself, it's when I finally touch down. Now what if we grew happy instead with all the things we already have? This time, this moment, and this year. Well, let's trust the ancient rhythms and let's dance, my dear. Oh, let's dance now. By the grace that holds us all upon this big blue rolling rock, I wanna dance on that long and into the sunrise we will walk. And I tell myself, time around. And I tell myself, next time I'll be found. Yes, I tell myself, it's when I finally touch down. Yeah. Well, I'm in the mood playing this guitar. I'm just getting warmed up to it, so I'm going to play one more song to take us out, and I'll use this one for that. And I'll make it another song that PJ and I wrote. So that last one I just played for you was the third of 3 songs that we wrote. This one is the second one. So the first one, she had written a poem, and I put music to it. And then she said, let's write another song. So I said, sure, I've got this music already, but I have no idea what the song's about. And I also have no idea why all 3 of the songs that we wrote together are in the key of C. It's unusual. I never capo up to C on this guitar, but I have for these 3 songs that we wrote together. And yeah, this one incorporates some Piedmont style, but also some Book of White style, also some frailing banjo style into it. And that's what I was kind of messing around with when I sent it off to PJ to write Live Forever. I swam around down in the surf, and the same boats floated by. I was drifting all through my life and hoping to meet you in my time. But now I know I live forever the way you look at me from your strong head. You and me, well, we're holding together, have the lights in the big sky ever met. My bike downtown at night, bright stars lighted up the square. I rode the dark with the social lights. Did the stars above even care? Yes, and I know that I live forever when you look at me from your strong head. You and me, we were holding together, have the lights in the big sky ever met. Oh, now. Sugar, please. Yes, and I know that I'll live forever the way you look at me from your strong head. You and me, we were holding together, have the lights in the big sky ever met. Thank you very much.